Okay, in this short lesson, I want to talk to you a little bit about the list variable used in Python and how we use it. I've got the Python shell open here, and I'm going to just create a basic list. You can call it anything you want. I'm just going to call mine my list. And when you create a list, you simply give it a name and assign it a value. And when you assign it a value, you put those values inside a set of square brackets like that. So I just have now created a new list called my list, and it has nothing in it. But if I want to put something in it, I could go like this. Inside the square brackets, I could put a list of things. Let's say I want to put a list of different animals. We'll go with a monkey and a tiger and an elephant. And you can see that each one of those is a string, so it's surrounded in single quotes, and each element is separated by a comma. Don't have to put a comma at the end of the final one because it's at the end of the list. So now my list has 3 string variables in it, and so if I just type in my list, it'll actually spit out the contents of the list, which happens to be 3 names of animals: monkey, tiger, and elephant. Cool. Now, not only can you create a list and fill it with values, you can also reference each individual item in the list as a separate variable. And so I can go like this. I can say my list square bracket, and then I use a number starting with the number 0 to refer to each item. Now, the funny thing about numbering things in lists in Python, and actually in all programming languages, is that it starts with 0. So the first element is numbered as 0, the second one is 1, and the third one is 2. Okay, so if I say my list 0 and just type that in, it's going to tell me that my list 0 is the value monkey. And if I continue to do with that and type in my list 1, I'll see tiger. Okay, so you got to remember the numbering things off by 1, and that's a hard thing for some people to remember. For example, if I tried to put in my list and then in square brackets 3, I'm going to get an error. And the error is this error here. You might see it when you're working with lists sometimes. It's called list index out of range. And what that means is that you've put in a number in the square brackets that is not included or is out of range for this particular list. This list only has items 0, 1, and 2. So if you put anything above 2, you're going to get an error. Again, so if I put in my list, so 7 or something like that, again, I'm going to get an error. It's out of range. Okay. Not only can I list the things in my list, but I can also change them. I could say my list 0, which currently is holding the value of monkey. I can say my list 0 is given the value or assigned the value of, let's see here, lion. Let's change monkey to lion. Okay. Now if I type out my list, I'm going to see that 3 values are lion, tiger, and elephant. Okay. So not only can I list things, but I can also write new values into the list by doing that. And finally, last thing I want to show you is you can also go ahead and use the append function. And all the append function does is add new items to the end of the list. So I can say my list dot append, and then I could say I want to put monkey back in there. I could do this and close the parentheses. These are parentheses now, not square brackets, because this is a function, the append function, so it takes parentheses. And I go ahead and hit enter, and now when I say my list, I will see there's 4 values in it, and monkey's been added to the end. So whenever I want to add anything to a list, it always adds it to the end of the list, and I can put any value in there I want. Let's see, what do I need to put in there now? Oh, how about a snake? Because I don't know what else to put. Okay. And now my list has got 5 values. The last one I just added was snake. Okay. So that's a quick overview of how lists work and how you create one, how you add to it, and how you basically just work with these things called lists. We're going to use it in our next assignment.